You wasted time on this. It is a little bit frustrating. If it makes you feel any better, I also wasted some time on it, but at least we wasted time together. So it's a bunch of products. Do you remember that? And n plus 1. What was it really meant to be equal to? Here we go. Okay, so, and it does fall out quite quickly actually, because it was the right answer. What do? Again, simple, let's just go through the motions for the beginning. Let's test it. Okay. What's the first value that I can stick in there? It's just 1, right? Which means that it's just this part here, 1 times 2, which is 2. Alright, right hand side is 1 over 3 times 1 plus 1 times 1 plus 2. That's 3 over 3 times 2, which is 2. Okay. We can assume it. I'm not going to waste space up here because I think you know what it's going to look like. It's just going to look like that with k's. That's all. But when I get to the next step, this is where the algebraic fun ensues. Okay, again, write your left-hand side in a way that makes it easier for you to do the substitution by assumption. Okay, so I'm required to prove 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3 and so on. And rather than skipping to the very last term, I'm going to include the second last one as well. K plus 1. What will last term be? K plus 1, K plus 2. Yeah, good. So easy to go into autopilot and just make numerical errors, yeah? Alright, what have we got on the right-hand side? K plus 1 on 3 at the front. This will become K plus 2 and that'll be K plus 3. Okay, so off we go. We'll start with the left-hand side. And here's our inductive step. Okay, so by assumption, again, I'll get my color out. These are the parts all the way up to here that I can substitute. And I'm substituting for this with k's instead of n's, right? So, k on 3, k plus 1, k plus 2. Plus this bit on the end, which wasn't included in the assumption. Okay, again, just to emphasize, please include that, please. Put some like big flashing lights around it so you don't forget to say it. It's one of those annoying bits in maths where saying it doesn't get you any marks, but not having it will lose you marks, which is frustrating, I know. But it's a little thing and it's not like it's long you have to write, so off we go. Now, if I want to get to here, and this is what I got, okay? You can see the bits that are already in the right spot. I've got my k plus 2 here and here. I've got my k plus 1 here and here, and those bits look good, right? And then all that's left is the k plus 3 on the end, which doesn't appear here yet anyway, okay? So, what am I going to have to do? Let's try and get this on a common denominator, because I've got 2 terms here and 1 fraction over there. So this really doesn't require all that much rearrangement, does it? I've got k lots on 3, k plus 1, k plus 2. All I have to do here to get on the same denominator is the denominator is 3, right? So multiply by 3. Okay. You can see I can combine those into one fraction all over 3, which is the one that comes out the front. Here's my k plus 1. There's my k plus 2. And my k plus 3 comes from the coefficients. K plus 3. That's it. Can't believe I wasted half an hour on this dumb question. Okay. So, let's get in the right order. K plus 1, 1, 3. K plus 2. K plus 3. Finished. Actually, it's one of the simple ones. Sorry. So, again, from there, that's equal to my right-hand side, and then you make your explanation. It's by the principle of mathematical induction. It's true. Sorry, that's atrocious. Let's try that again. Okay. Done. Now, by the way, why do I write this when you guys are actually quite good at, and we can all read set notation. The reason why I tend to avoid this is because of what I said before. When you've got a different case, okay, like say it's for values 4 and up, so it'll be 4, 5, 6, and so on. If you write this a lot, at least this is what I did, you just sort of get into autopilot for writing the same thing every time, and you don't pay attention to what values they are, right? So that's why when you write this, as you start to write it, if you've got it wrong, like if it was meant to be 4, 5, 6, as you write 1, 2, 3, you'll be like, well, hold on, and then you think back, you can look back on the same page, you can see you didn't start at 1, you started at 4 or whatever value, okay? Whereas when you do this, you don't pick up the error so quickly, okay? It's not as automatic. So that's one of the reasons why, even though it's longer, I'll write that up.